Hello and welcome to tonight's podcast. Before we get going with that, I would just like to have a quick word about today's sponsor, CABI, the Community Assembly of the British Isles. We are constantly seeking solutions, and it is evident that complete unity among the people is essential for us to reclaim our power. I believe the Community Assembly of the British Isles represents the best option available. CABI's goal is to transform every community into a powerful entity, creating a vast network of strong communities. It is the people who should determine how we live our lives, and it is the people who can empower themselves to make this a reality. The Community Assembly of the British Isles is a great facilitator in helping to bring this vision to fruition. Since its inception pre-2020, CABI has been steadfast in its mission, actively facilitating change across the British Isles. Click in the video description link below to find out so much more, and sign up free today. Let's take back the power. Now please do enjoy the podcast.
Are you concerned about all this corruption being misgendered as conspiracies? Well, don't you worry. Sit back, relax and join in the conversation as we talk with today's guest. Welcome to another LSB Film Productions podcast with your host, Chris Brooks.
Hello and welcome to the channel. It's me, Chris Brooks, for another LSB Film podcast. Today I'm joined with Malathi. Is that right, Malathi?
Right, Malathi, yeah.
God. Malathi, I'm sure I've mentioned this lady's name before, Louise Brittain. Malathi's had some horrific experiences with this lady who works for the HMRC and who has basically been controlling poor Malathi financially, pretty much gagging her, I would say, making her bankrupt, freezing her accounts. So there's a lot to get into. So without further ado, welcome to the show. So when did this all begin, Malathi?
Yeah, I got bankrupt in October 2017 by HMRC due to retrospective tax, which is under review in the recent budget by Labour, and the whole of the bankruptcy may nullify. That means I don't need to pay a penny. But it was unnecessarily I got bankrupt and got into all this situation, especially with Louise Brittain, who is trying to recover something which is not even, which is under review, and I don't even need to pay a single penny. It's been a very difficult situation for me, and this lady just locked me from the house and frozen all the accounts during the peak of COVID, and since then I'm struggling really hard without any financial support or legal support. So I found the video which you have published about ad form and Louise Brittain. So I thought of contacting you and telling it's not just one person. Many people are being bullied like this by, I don't know whether I can use that word.
Yeah, that's fine.
And thrown into a situation where we are already in a bad position. We are further without any way out, further. And in one of the situation called Abe forwarding, she did the same thing, and later the judge said she can't act independently on her own. She has to be working under supervision, but still she acts independently without any much supervision, and nobody knows much about it. Why? Because already we are bankrupt. We are not legally enabled to actually question her. So she's
getting away with it all with no accountability.
Yes, that's right. So I thought of taking some help from and telling out what all things she has been doing, not just to me, she's doing to many people. And if at all she has to recover, say my debt amount was just 72,000, and that was with the review, it will go to almost less than 12,000, around 12,000, I think it is. She has sold an 1.3 million property for a debt of 72,000. which is completely illogical, locked me out of a house just for 72,000 during the peak of COVID. And the bank account had already 18,600. That means the debt amount is only now around 56,000 that I need to pay. For that, she has locked me out of the house, sold a 1.3 million house. And the legal cost now she's claiming is 940,000 for doing all this. For 72,000, I need to pay legals of 960,000. She has sent the invoice recently. I requested for it for 72,000. It is like,
Is she just plucking this figure out of the air? Yeah,
no, she's showing the cost, legal cost, that cost, this cost. And you know what? Before selling the house for 3 months, I begged her. I even told I'm going to give the money and keep it in your escrow account so that you don't need to sell the house. I gave her the total details. She just went out secretly between 26th December and 6th January. She sold the house so that I can't do anything because that is a holiday period. 26th December to 28th December she started. By 6th January she sold the house so that my solicitors or the court or anybody, nobody is working. I can't stop her. She did it secretly without notifying me, though I've been asking to settle that amount. That even though I knew that that 72,000 was wrong by HMRC, I want to still settle it. And later I thought of fighting with HMRC. She didn't. She just went ahead and sold the house. There was no need. And now this was majorly my brother's investment. It was not my house also. I sent her the trust deed also saying that, see, my brother has invested. You can't sell without the permission of my brother. And I have applied for stay application. Still, she went ahead and sold the house. She has no, what do you call,
she's got no moral compass.
can I tell she's not scared of any legalities?
No.
No, she's not scared. Nobody is able to question her. I don't know how the judge even allowed her to continue, especially after Abe forwarding case, because it was clear that she knew she was doing wrong. I don't know why she's being, what do you call it?
They seem to be allowed to go rogue, don't they? There's no accountability for them. They think they're untouchable, and so they just plow on regardless of the collateral damage. Evil, really. Evil is what I would say. Obviously, if you're watching this, Louise Brittain, you have got the right to reply. Get in touch with me if you feel like you want to back your side up, but I've got a feeling that we probably won't hear from you. Yeah, so how has this affected your family life?
Oh, at least I had some financial support from my family. Now I can't go back to India because it is family's investments. Any function or in India, functions are very common. Believe me, every week we have one function. They will talk about it, and they're making my life miserable. I can't go back to India now. I can't get a job here because I'm bankrupt, and I was working in IT and finance, and that is the only skills and expertise I know. Physically, now I can't do what you call physical jobs like this
factory
hand.
work.
This hand is injured for me, so I can't use the right hand. I can't work in UK. I have 2 children to take care of. If I have to go back to IT, if I have to improve the skills, it is so hard. My son is better than me in IT now. And whenever I give an interview, they're asking me, do you do that course? Can you do that course? From where will I get money? Okay, I don't get a job. Back home, I can't go because it is family's investments which this lady is trying to recover from me. They'll not give me any money. And I don't have any other way of doing business because I'm bankrupt. It's mentally so bad. I some days the helplessness kills me. I feel like, why am I even living?
No, I can totally understand that.
And the depression has taken such a bad and long toll on me because of my personal, like before 2017 also, I didn't have good life. now because of HMRC and now trustee, I just every day I'm just pulling it like let me leave. But now what I did last 2 months I'm taking therapy. I thought of fighting it. If if I'm going to die also, let me fight and die rather than just dying. I thought
Die
of
on your feet, not on your knees.
yeah, let me fight, and at least I'll be satisfied when I'm dying that I at least I tried rather than just dying. So
No, but it's a horrible, even just to think of it, it's so horrible. You know, like you say, we weren't born simply to struggle, to survive. We were born to enjoy life. And
yeah,
the powers that be have made it their life's mission to ensure that that's not what happens, and that everyone has to struggle and fight, and just to keep you so busy and occupied with trying to keep your head above the water that you haven't got time for life. And I think it's such a shocking state that we're in 2024 in a country that's supposed to be not third world status, but is dramatically getting there every day. Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, I know what it's like being skint, but I can't imagine what it's like going through what you've gone through. I'm hopefully I could pass on Danny's information to you, the man who's also dealt with her, and perhaps you two could have some kind of communication between you, conversation, and compare notes if you like.
yes, that would be a great help. Believe me, it would be a great help.
Absolutely, and I'll also give you the contact information for Nilu, who has been helping Danny out an awful lot with regards to what he's going through.
Okay.
So hopefully there can be a connection between you two there as well. So what are you doing now? How are you surviving?
Mm, I don't know whether I can say this openly again. There
Okay.
may be some comments which will not be good, so I'll just keep it close that. But sometimes most of the time it is my one of my friend who is in UK. She's helping me financially, and for the some of the kids expenditure, only for the kids and expenditure, couple of times my husband still gives some money, but not for my residence or
No,
other.
no. So are you still with your husband?
No,
No.
no, thankfully
Okay.
no.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's like that. And was that a result of what's been going on, or was that something separate? No, you don't have
No,
to
it
go
is
into why.
separate.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. No. Yeah. So it's difficult to know what to say really, because it's such a. I want to say it's such a unique um, thing, but it's not, because, like you say, it's happening more and more to more people and families. I think at the moment it is just a case of trying to make people aware of what's going on. Shocking
You need to
is all I
make,
can say.
yeah, you need to make, you need to invite some more church, things like that.
Sorry, you're breaking up.
You need to make, if you can invite few more people who has similar experience with retrospective tax, it will be really good. Why? Because everybody is trying to talk about it and spread this. It is as big as post office scandal, and I don't know how much you know
Hmm.
about it, about loan charge or retrospective tax. It is as big as post office scandal because it is there is no duty of care towards what they were doing. It's for example, say now you might have a car. Say you have been parking in front of your house, say from ages. So you parked, say in 2009 and 2010, you parked in front of your house, and all of a sudden, in 2017, your house was under construction, and HMRC sends you letter saying that you have a parking fine since of 2009 and 2010. It was free at that time. They changed the rule
Hmm.
retrospectively, and they said that you need to pay for 2009 and 2010 the parking fines simply because they changed the law, and you weren't even aware that the law was changed, by the way, and you were made bankrupt in 2017. Okay, this is what happened with me in I paid the tax correctly, but they changed the law and they made me bankrupt. I wasn't even aware that they changed the law. I'm not an accountant. Somebody else does the accounting when you're doing a job. A company I hired, they did the accounting. So I didn't know that there
Mm.
is some law and they used some mechanism to save tax. They did. That's what happened. You need to, that is the core. And Louise Mary Brittain knows about it. That I didn't actually try and evade the tax or miss the tax. It was something like the tax was changed, and that's how I there was unpaid tax. It was not that I was hiding away from HMRC or trying to run away
Mm.
from them. But still, she went ahead, and still she's progressing even after the announcement. She's not. She's supposed to halt until the review is complete and later recover, because in the review it is clearly they have told that pre 2010 people should not be asked, but she's still continuing to
Mm.
recover. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah, it's shocking. But the thing that really annoys me is that it's so unlawful. Most
Yes.
of these companies don't act within law, and I'm sure you know that there's a big difference between legal and lawful,
Yes.
and they're just, yeah, they're sharks. They're sharks.
Thanks.
It's a pity you weren't. I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but it's a pity you couldn't put your house in a private trust, because then I think that they would have struggled to sell that.
No, they wouldn't have been able to sell it if it was in a trust. And yeah, um, but we were not that much like, we didn't expect
Mm.
some third party to come and
Just take
steal
everything
them.
from you.
Yeah, it came as a shock to us. See, if you observed, even a mortgage bank, they send hundreds and thousands of letters before they repossess your property. You understand? They
Mm.
don't come and just change the locks for your house. They'll send even a bank who has given you money of hundreds and thousands, and you would have signed multiple agreements saying that your property will be repossessed. If they are not allowed. Imagine how this lady has just come in. She has a legal authority, I agree, but one letter, one communication also is not provided, and she just. I'm still in a shock how she's getting away from such kind of acts. I really don't know.
Mm.
I I know my English is not that good, but I
Neither's mine,
really.
and I'm
uh,
native. But no, no, it's shocking. It really is. Yeah, how these people sleep at night is beyond me. But I think that they're so narcissistic in general, not just this lady. I don't want to be done for defamation, but just, yeah, they're just, oh, it makes me so angry. It really does make me so angry.
what I have observed is right now she's focusing on her fees, her solicitor fees, and she's trying to just only get that. Whoever have invested, like my brother, my dad, they are all, not bothered. I'm not bothered about them. I'm going to go and first apply for my fees, for my solicitor fees. And they are getting their fees. They're getting from my estate.
Mm.
Who, my dad, my brother, my friend, finish. They have to fight for their legal rights, and they are getting their money. That's all they want.
That's it. That's all they're interested. I'm all right, Jack. I'm all right,
They,
Jack. And COVID was used, I would say, quite. It was quite a useful thing for these kind of people. They A lot went on during COVID. A lot of shady stuff went on across the board. Um, yeah, I mean, like we moved into this house in September of 2020, and because of COVID, there was no like you take those surveys where they just check everything out that it's all right. None of that. None of that. So goodness knows the state of this house when we come to sell it. It's like, oh, but we didn't know because we just weren't allowed to have those. What are they, like structural surveys and stuff?
yeah.
And so yeah, it's, yeah, I don't know. really what to say. I'm hoping if anybody is watching who may well be able to offer some advice, please get in touch with me, and then I will act as the go-between and pass on the information that's needed for communication. Yeah, I'm really sorry that this is gone on, and continues to go on.
Yeah.
I just hope that you remain as positive as you can, knowing that there are other people in this situation, and that hopefully that we will be able to get some kind of remedy.
That would be great. I would, thank you for you know asking me to come and talk here. Also, I wanted to tell, if at all some, I don't know how to get to her, like how to get to these people and make sure that they pay for it. If at all someone can give me some pointers, I will surely work on it.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, hopefully. So there you go. If you can help out there, then please do get in touch with me. LSB Film Productions. No, it's not. Let me give the right thing out. LSB Productions 123 at gmail.com. A link will be in the video description as well. Listen, thank you very much for talking to me. I wish you every success with this. I understand it's going to take time, but I genuinely hope that things work out in your favour.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries. Look after yourselves. Take care. And I'll speak to you again
Yes,
soon. Bye for now.